India and Pakistan. 2 nuclear powers, 3 wars, countless skirmishes. Yet today the real war isn't on the battlefield. It's on your screen, in your living room, it's on primetime news. This is a story of propaganda, of power and polarization. This isn't just about India versus Pakistan, it's how India, the world's largest democracy, turned its media and journalism into a war room.
Indian forces attacked what they called terrorist target, launched another drone attack overnight.
President Trump has posted on his
Pakistan has responded to India.
Why did they not agree to Pakistan's offer for an impartial investigation?
As of May 2025, tensions between India and Pakistan have escalated, following a deadly attack on Indian nationals on April 22nd, which India attributed to Pakistani-backed militants. Both sides have engaged in airstrikes and missile attacks, which of course has led to displacement and casualties on both sides. Amidst this backdrop, Indian news channels have launched into some sort of hyperdrive where terms like Pakistani-based terrorists, Karachi port has been destroyed, it's on fire, the city of Peshawar is destroyed. These terms are floating around Indian media with no factual backing to them.
सामने आ रही है पाकिस्तान के पेशावर से। पेशावर में पूरा का पूरा इलाका धमाकों से गूंज रहा है। पाकिस्तान
आर्मी अंदर घुस गई है पाकिस्तान में। आईएनएस विक्रांत है, वहां से करिए 15-20 ब्रह्मोस फायर। Set fire to the Karachi port. आग लगा दो कराची में, फूंक डालो पूरे शहर में।
But behind all this noise, only a few people are asking what's actually going on and who benefits from this war hysteria. I do want to appreciate all Indians who do not respond emotionally to India's Bollywood journalism. Indian media, once vibrant and diverse, is now dominated by a term that scholars refer to as lapdog journalism. Rather than holding power to account, they amplify it, and nothing sells better like nationalism. The BJP-led government, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has sort of built an ecosystem where dissent is labeled as anti-national, where journalists risk arrest, and where rhetorics boost TRPs and values. And most importantly, the powerful people who are affiliated with BJP, a lot of private industry billionaires in India, they own a lot of media outlets in the country. Here's a Human Rights Watch article from 2019. The article says that dissent is anti-national, as I said. It also mentions the case of an industrialist, Rahul Bajaj, who recently described an environment of fear and intolerance, telling a group of BJP ministers that if we want to openly criticize you, there is no confidence that you will appreciate that. And BJP ministers responded by saying that Rahul was hurting national interest. In 2021, India fell to 142 out of 180 countries in the Press Freedom Index. By 2024, it fell further down to 159 out of 180 countries in the same index. This is, in my opinion, it's the data published by the RSF, which is a prominent global organization that analyzes press freedoms. This doesn't mean that Pakistan's press freedom is any better, but the Indian news industry is far bigger than Pakistan's, and any bias or suppressions just happens on a bigger scale. So why is that, where facts are optional, but loyalty is mandatory? So let's break down the last few years. In February 2019, a suicide attack in Pulwama killed about 40 Indian nationals. Within days, Indian media pinned it entirely on Pakistan. A few days later in Balakot, Pakistan, India allegedly conducted airstrikes where they took out a terrorist camp. What happened next? A nationalistic frenzy erupted. But what exactly happened when international media or satellite imagery came into play after that? Let me show you a couple articles from prominent news organizations that satellite images show buildings still standing at Indian bombing site. Here's an article published by CBC in March 2019 where it says no evidence of bomb damage. India's foreign and defense ministers did not reply to emailed questions sent in the past few days, seeking comment on what is shown in the satellite images. So I think that explains a lot of things to you. After those strikes, the special autonomous status in Kashmir was revoked by the Indian government, and for 5 years from 2020 to 2025, every military skirmish became a ratings opportunity for the Indian media. Every Pakistani artist or cricketer somehow became the enemy. To understand Indian media today, think of it as a performance. News anchors act like generals, and newsrooms are basically war rooms with sirens going on. Here's a clip. Now think about the audience who is watching this news headline, this video that I just showed you. Throughout time, they're conditioned to cheer for conflict instead of condemning it. And anyone who questions this script is somehow referred to as anti-national or someone who's hindering national security or something. And in my opinion, this isn't journalism at all. To further build on my point, let's talk about how the Indian media fails to cover what's happening in the Indian side of Kashmir Either they fail to cover that or they just turn their faces away. After revoking Kashmir's special status, the Indian government has been involved in conducting atrocities in the region. It's not my opinion again, it's what Human Rights Watch and other prominent human rights organizations have covered in the past 5 years. Here's a very recent article published last year. Human Rights Watch says the Indian government has not restored freedom of speech and association to Jammu and Kashmir. They also say that the Indian security forces continue to carry out repressive policies including arbitrary detention, extrajudicial killings, and other serious abuses. So the more the Indian media manufactures hate, the closer two nuclear powers inch towards catastrophe. And international watchdogs have continuously reminded both India and Pakistan that propaganda only fuels conflict, not peace. In the end, there is hope amid the noise. Real journalists in India and Pakistan are fighting back for the truth. Independent media platforms will always exist who fact-check everything before publishing it. And this video isn't just about picking sides. It's about standing for the truth, condemning conflict, and mourning for the people who lose their lives in conflicts that can be avoided. Remember, every conflict starts with propaganda and turns into violence. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.